So these are the new headphones from Sonos, the Sonos Ace. It's got a 30-hour battery life, has removable ear cushions, supports lossless audio, it's got ANC and awareness mode so you can hear your surroundings. It's not too heavy, but how does this integrate to the Sonos app and how comfortable are they and how do they sound? Because in my view, if they're not comfortable, it doesn't matter how good they sound or how many features it has. If they're not comfortable, they're not going to be worn. But I have to say, these are probably the most comfortable over-the-ear headphones I've experienced. I wear glasses and I don't find them clamping on my head too much. I do have to make a few adjustments so that it doesn't press my glasses or on my nose bridge too much. I think the ear cushions do a very good job not pressing the side of my glasses and my face either. It's not the most comfortable, but I'd say these are way more comfortable than the Sony XM5s I had. And when I'm not wearing glasses, I'm short-sighted, it's even more comfortable. And I can definitely wear these for longer periods of time. And it's quite strange. These are not the lightest headphone in this category. They are lighter than the AirPods Max, but heavier than the Sony XM5s. And yet I find it a notch in comfort when compared to the Sony XM5s. But comfort is very subjective and you really have to try them yourselves if you get a chance in a physical store, because one person's saying it's more comfortable, you may not find it that comfortable. So how do these sound? I think they sound good. And again, sound is going to be subjective. I'm not an audiophile expert, but I think they sound really good. But there is a slight catch, and as obvious as it may sound, to appreciate the sound of these headphones, you need to listen to them from a high quality audio level, because the Sonos support lossless audio, which is CD-like quality, and high res. So depending on what services you're using, each service offers a certain audio quality level. And at the time of recording this, Spotify doesn't offer lossless audio. The highest audio quality level you get from Spotify is 320 kilobits per second. Only Apple Music and Tidal, and there are probably a few others, offer lossless and high res. So to really take advantage of the Sonos Ace, listening to them in lossless or high res, or even if you have any FLAC or WAV file, this is when the headphones really come to life. The other catch is you have to have them plugged in. So that's via the USB-C cable or the USB-C to 3.5mm headphone jack to listen to lossless or high res. Now, if you want to listen to lossless audio via Bluetooth, well, you're going to need an Android device that supports Qualcomm Snapdragon Sound aptX audio codec. And just going back to the audio quality levels with Spotify and Apple Music, it's worth checking the audio settings on your Spotify desktop or mobile app and make sure the streaming and downloading is at the highest quality available. And whether you're listening to Spotify website or the dedicated app also makes a difference. And if you're paying for Spotify, you'll be able to get the highest audio quality level at 320 kilobits per second. Same goes for Apple Music. In settings under playback, make sure you have selected the highest audio quality level, and then and only then can you really appreciate the Sonos headphones can really offer. So noise cancellation, I think is pretty solid. I haven't had a chance to test them on a flight yet, but my brief testing in public spaces and traveling, solid enough to drown out the surrounding sounds. And I've had a few scares when people just show up next to me because I never heard them approach me because the noise cancellation is that good. They also have aware mode or transparency mode. I think these do a really good job when you want to hear your surroundings. The funny thing about aware mode is when you're listening to music or something, you can't really tell if they're turned on until a background noise is audible. So it doesn't interfere with what you're listening to until there's something in the background. Now, depends how you look at it. This could be a good thing or a bad thing. If you aren't listening to anything and you turn on aware mode, then you can really tell the difference when it's toggled on or off. And this is what the mic sounds like from the Sonos Ace headphones. If you want to make any calls or video calls, just to give you a sample of what it sounds like. I never expect too much from the mic from these headphones, but here's a sample for you anyway. Now, if you are fully integrated into the Sonos system and happen to have a Sonos Arc, then you can benefit from the TV swap out feature. This allows you to listen to cinema-like surround sound with spatial audio and Dolby Atmos with the Sonos Ace headphones. Now, at the moment, Sonos Arc is the only one supported. I have an old school Sonos Playbase, and yes, it's no longer made, and unfortunately it doesn't support the Playbase nor the Sonos Playbar. If you have a Beam or Ray, support is supposed to be coming later, apparently, so there's some good news there. And that brings me on to the Sonos ecosystem. Now, if you have a Sonos speaker, you'll be familiar how the Sonos app works. You go to the Sonos app, you can choose a Sonos device or a speaker, then choose your music and it will play from that speaker. Very simple. Don't expect that same behavior with these headphones because it's not that type of headphone. It's a Bluetooth pair of headphones. It doesn't support Wi-Fi like other traditional Sonos speakers. Well, actually, it does have a Wi-Fi chip, but that's reserved for the TV swap out feature with the Sonos Arc only. And Sonos did apparently build prototypes that supported Wi-Fi. It just turned out they were really heavy, bulky, uncomfortable, and battery drain was a major issue. So they made these instead, a much lighter, comfortable, and longer battery life pair of headphones. So instead of the full integration into the Sonos app, you can manage the settings of the headphones with noise control settings, EQ settings, and hardware controls. Now the Sonos Ace has wear detection, so taking off the headphones, music or playback will stop playing. I love this feature on my Apple AirPods, but I found it doesn't always work with me. Now, I'm not alone on this. Apparently they use IR sensors to detect whether they're being worn. So if you have cold ears, they may not work that well. Maybe it's my ears or my head. Now I suppose it's a software thing and I have updated the latest software. I do hope it can be resolved with further software or firmware updates. Now there are a lot of things I think that are great about the Sonos Ace. The build quality is excellent. I expect nothing less from Sonos. They always manage to make things look premium even though the majority is made of plastic. The overall looks and style, I like the fact that the ear cups aren't ridiculously thick. I like the Sonos logo only on one side to let you know that it's for the right ear. Also on the inside you have different colors to differentiate left and right. I really like the tactile controls with the one button rocker switch. You can adjust the volume, pause, skip, or go to previous tracks. Very intuitive. The ear cushions are very soft and very plush. They're easily removable with magnets and replaceable. Replacement ear cushions will set you back $50, and I love companies doing things like this where it's super easy to replace because this is where it's going to have the most wear and tear. You get, I think, a slimmer case, I think slimmer than the rest of the competition. You get a magnetic pouch with your cables, and I like the fact that it has a long battery life of 30 hours, and with just 3 minutes of charging, you can get 3 hours of battery life. I also didn't have any issues with Bluetooth pairing. I'm always skeptical with pairing and losing connection, but so far I've managed to pair 3 devices in total, no issues regaining connection, and when I turn the headphones back on. So who are these aimed for? It's a tough one. I think it's aimed towards the Sonos fans for sure, those who have Sonos speakers themselves and appreciate the sound and build quality Sonos bring, but they may be disappointed by the fact that they don't act like Sonos speakers with Wi-Fi playback. And the price tag does put it on the premium side of things. It is more expensive than some of the competition, but it is cheaper than AirPods Max. And I don't think it poses as many problems with the AirPods Max, like it has a on-off button and a case which you can put the headphones in, and you don't have to use the Apple Lightning cable. And I don't think it's aimed at the super portable market either. For that, you're better off going with Bose Quiet Comforts or the Sony XM4s. They're much more travel friendly and cheaper. I think we're at the stage where we're spoiled for choice. There are so many headphones that sound good and offer good ANC. If budget is a major factor, and it is with most things, there are cheaper and more value for money alternatives. If you want something a bit more premium and looking for something a bit different from the crowd, something comfortable, something that has somewhat a slimmer profile compared to the rest, I remember the Sony XM5, the cups were very thick and gives good sound quality. Again, be sure to listen to them with a high audio quality level, then these might just be for you. And ever since I've been using these and testing them, I've been listening to lossless audio, and it's almost become addictive, and I love listening to them. It's almost given me a new sense of appreciation in music, just hearing that clarity, just listening to track after track. But that might just be me. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.